What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and before we get to our video, we wanted to let you know about our milestone giveaway for 1,000 subscribers.
We are giving away an Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, the original Sin tie-in. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this book. This is a CBCS 9.8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Big boy.
This book is much hotter than it was when we first bought it for the show.
Yep, that's true.
You insist on still giving it away, and I'm very happy to do it.
You can tell that he is not. But anyway, we are giving this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Kick-ass, key issue, first appearance of Silk, is someone's going to win this book. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get to the video, shall we? What up, YouTube? It's Jim from Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and yes, I am running solo for our very first show of 2023, and that's because Nate has come down with the vid. Unfortunately, it finally got him, and we're letting him rest. He needs all the rest he can get, so he needs to get better. So please send your well wishes and whatever else, positive thoughts and vibes towards Nate so he can get better and get back to us as soon as possible so we can jump in together for some new comic books. But the first week of the new year, 2023, this is going to be the week of January 4th for New Comic Book Day, and it is a doozy. So before we get into it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. It is ever so important so we can grow this channel and get to our sub goals. Right now, we are currently on the road to 850 subscribers. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any comic book Two Fat Guys goodness. Let's jump in. Let's get into the new comics for the new year of 2023. First up, we have Avengers. Issue number 64 from Jason Aaron, and this is slowly wrapping up. Jason Aaron is slowly inching and crawling towards his conclusion of his Avengers run, and there have been some hits, there have been some misses. I think Avengers Forever for me is a lot more engaging when it comes to the creeping up to the conclusion of his run, but it does feel like Avengers, the main Avengers run, is starting to ramp up its excitement for the end of the run. We were teased with Phoenix finally, the original BC Phoenix coming back from outer space to save everybody. I think it's going to be a no holds bar situation, obviously, for Jason Aaron and this run. I just hope it can stick the landing, because it's definitely been adrift. Really ever since the pandemic hit. It's just been kind of all over the place. So hopefully we can find some sense of closure in this conclusion and not a rushed ending. But it's, part by part, we're getting ever closer to the end of Jason Aaron's Avengers run. So let's hope it can end on a high note and not on a whimper. All right, after that, we have Captain Marvel, issue number 45. We've got this Revenge of the Brood Part 3. This has been a super fun, awesome little mini event within Captain Marvel, which is actually kind of pushing into X-Men books as well. And I'm here for it. I know Nate has been super excited for the involvement of the Brood. And there's a lot of questions. As much as this has been super fun and exciting, there are some questions that need to be answered when it comes to the Brood. The X-Men kind of had their finger on the trigger when it came to the Brood, because they had possession of another mutant that was a Brood that became, essentially the hive mind of the Brood. So we need that question answered. Where is that mutant? Has he lost control of the King's Egg? Are the Brood out of control, or is this like is this a new sect of Brood that are kind of going rogue? We don't know. So we will find, hopefully we'll find out in this little run, but Thompson has been killing it. This is a great little mini event, and I cannot wait to read more about it. All right, after that, we have Fantastic Four, issue number 3 from North. I will say issue 2 was actually really, really good comparative to issue 1. I felt like issue 1 felt more like an issue 2 or 3, whereas issue 2, which dealt with Reed and Sue, that felt much more in line with like a jumping on point for a new Fantastic Four run. So I'm hoping we get more of that in this issue, which would appear that we're dealing more with the Human Torch and why he's been separated and what he's dealing with. And so I'm still on for this arc. I'm intrigued by the big, what happened in New York around the Baxter building. Why is it missing kind of situation. but I'm hesitant a little bit. That being said, I think North is getting his footing. If I'm being absolutely honest with the situation, I'm hoping that it can pick up, which it did in issue 2. So hopefully 3 can continue that stride, and we don't get an issue 3 slump, which we essentially got an issue 1 slump, then a high note. So hopefully we can continue to go on high with that. So looking forward to it. All right, after that, we've got Golden Goblin Dark Web tie-in issue number 3. This has been a really fun run for me. I've never really been a big like Norman Osborn fan. I mean, not a fan. It's just never been something that I've focused a lot of attention to when it comes to Marvel Comics. So seeing this, redemptive and also like guilt-driven Golden Goblin or Norman, is intriguing to me, and it's been kind of a deep dive into the character. And Cantwell's done a fantastic job of writing the character as, I would assume, what feels like remorseful, but also truthfully wanting to find redemption, but still having like, there's just still that edge of like, he could still be a villain, right? And he's dealing with his sins in the Goblin Queen here. I'm ready to see how it plays out. It's been really fun, and it's definitely been a surprise because I was not really digging the idea of having to pick up a little mini here. But Cantwell obviously has not disappointed yet, so I'm excited to see where it goes here in issue 3. After that, Steve Orlando's with Marauders issue number 10. We're still dealing with this time jump, this time heist kind of thing. We're dealing with mutants of old, the original mutants, and their civil war that they're dealing with in their present time, or past time, if you will. And it's I will give Orlando props. He has taken Marauders, which it was in a good place, I felt like, with Gary Jerry, but then he's just elevated it. He's made it feel even more special, even more enticing, and heavy. Like it's got weight within the X-Men Krakoan mythos, and I'm digging that. So I don't have any clue where it's going to end and how it's going to tie in with the Sins of Sinister, or even the Fall of Krakoa or Fall of X, but it's definitely intriguing. And then on top of that, the cover A is a Peach Momoko. Like how do you not get excited for that? This is an absolutely stunning cover. So if not for the story, you should definitely just pick this issue up because of the cover, because Peach Momoko is absolutely fucking killing it with this right now. All right, speaking of Orlando, we have Scarlet Witch issue number 1. Now, the main reason why I'm picking up this book is because it's by Orlando. He's been killing it on Marauders, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued with his writing style. He's definitely much deeper in his storytelling, meta, if you will, and that's got me intrigued. And then on top of that, Scarlet Witch did make some moves with Krakoa. I'm sure it won't be a massive story point, if not at all. They may not even mention what she did with Krakoa and being able to resurrect mutants that weren't necessarily being stored in Cerebro, pre Krakoa, Genosha wipe essentially. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes. But I am intrigued. I am picking it up specifically because it's Steve Orlando, and I'm going to give it the first issue. I'm not going to say I'm going to do the first arc. I'm going to check out the first issue, and if there's a big enough hook, and if I feel it, then we'll go on to issue 2. But issue 1, I am picking up. So just, if you're looking for something new and you want to try something different, Steve Orlando has definitely got some chops. So I want to check it out. All right, after that, we have X-Force, issue number 36, and the Xeno group, which was originally established at the beginning of X-Force, has finally popped its head up again. And I think reading the synopsis, it definitely feels like we are moving towards a finale. We're moving towards a conclusion with all of our X books. And it seems like that when you read the synopsises for most of these books, outside of like X-Men or even Marauders, but X-Force definitely feels like it's starting to wind down by ramping up, if that makes any sense. So we'll see what happens here. There was a little bit of a tease with Zeno and the man with the peacock tattoo in Timeless, where he's looking at a golden egg. He's looking at one of the resurrection eggs. So there's definitely going to be some major chess pieces moved in the coming year, in this new year of 2023. So we'll have to, read and find out. This book has been on the precipice for me of being dropped, but because we've been, we introduced Deadpool, we are introducing back, original storylines that kicked off during the reign of Hickman. And so, it does feel like we're trying to tie up loose ends before we come to a conclusion for the Krakoa era. I hope that's not the case. I hope that the Fall of X allows for even more storytelling within Krakoa, but that remains to be seen. But looking at this and reading the synopsis for this right now, it does feel like we're kind of coming down to the wire here and closing out Krakoa. But we'll see. There's some major shits going down in this book, the solicitation says. Speaking of major shit going down in books, we have X-Men Red issue number 10 from Al Ewing. This has been an amazing book. This is essentially Sword issue whatever, not X-Men Red, but the Brotherhood that's been led up by Storm has been making some moves. Abigail Brand has been making some moves, and it's all coming to a head in this issue, it looks like. I think this is going to be a direct walk-in into Brotherhood of Mutants for Sins of Sinister. If I don't know, I'm not sure if there's another issue or not, but we're definitely moving in a different direction, and the shift of power will be made known, I think, in this issue, and I'm here for it. I'm super excited. Obviously I'm bummed that Magneto is dead. Spoilers, but Al Ewing has been killing it. I mean, he grabbed me on his a Guardians run, which I was off and on, but towards the end I was really on, and then ever since he's just been on a roller coaster of just going up and up and up with his X-Men runs, and he's definitely taking notes, just like Karen Gillan, when it comes to being representative of the original idea and mindset of Krakoa. It didn't feel like, and sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes that's a bad thing. In this case, it's a really good thing. Al Ewing has done a fantastic job of making me feel, when I read these books, that I am still in the world that Hickman built when he wrote House and Powers. Now, if Nate were here, he'd be like, "You get over that, man. You gotta stop talking about Krakoa." No, man, it's been the best. It's the best. And he can't defend himself right now. So sorry, I'm taking advantage of it. I apologize. Hey, I'm interrupting the video. Do you know why? Because I have something very, very important to tell you. I know you know about our sub giveaway goal of 1,000 subscribers when we give away this. I know you know about this one because we talk about it all the time. But let's talk about when we hit 850 subscribers and what we're giving away then. When we finally hit 850 subscribers, we're giving away this. A CBCS rated 9.8 retail incentive Green Lantern #1 with John Stewart on the cover. That's right, at 850 subscribers, we're giving this bad boy away. So make sure to smash that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like, and let's get back to the video. All right, next up, we're going to jump over to DC with Batman issue 131, and after the massive conclusion of the Failsafe arc, we don't know if we have a Batman. I mean, I'm sure we have a Batman, and if we have a Bruce, or the Bruce that we know. It looked like Bruce died in issue 130, and comics again, comics. I'm sure he's not dead, but there is definitely a void that has been created, and that will be addressed. Looks like in this issue with 131 with Chip Zdarsky. It does not appear that we have Jorge Jimenez on the artwork on this book. I'm sure he's taking a bit of a break. I hope that he comes back. I'm sure this is just like an arc where he jumps in. But I am definitely intrigued. I've loved Zdarsky since he's jumped on the book. I mean, I loved Chip Zdarsky's writing either way, but the fact that he's on the Batman book has been absolutely fantastic. So looking forward to seeing where this new arc goes and how it'll tie in what happened in the Failsafe arc into this new arc that he's getting ready to or that he's getting ready for us to explore. It's going to be great. Talk about a book that will potentially be my pick of the week, and that is Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 9 from Tom Taylor. And this has been a fantastic series. I think the only thing that I can say, or any kind of form of criticism that I can give to the book is the fact that it gets pushed back and pushed back. So we get an issue here and an issue there, whereas there's no consistency in its release. That being said, it was I think Tom Taylor himself actually confirmed that this is going to be like book 1. So we are getting more. It looks like we are getting more Dark Knights of Steel after this 12-issue little arc, much like his Deceased run, where like he finishes it and then we get a little bit of a break and then it comes back. And I am here for it. This world that he's built, this Elseworld that DC is allowing him to play in, has been an absolute joy to read. And every time I read an issue, outside of the one shot that was like little mini stories, I've always gone, oh shit, that was amazing, or oh my god, I can't believe that happened. If you've not started reading Dark Knights of Steel, I would highly recommend picking up the trade, or whenever the hardcover comes out, pick it up, because this has been one of the best comics that I've read in the 2021 into 2022, now going into 2023 year. As much as it's frustrating, the fact that it's spanning that long, it's been so much fun. And this is classic DC characters meeting the world of Game of Thrones, meeting completely different styles of storytelling and different story arcs for characters you think you know, right? It's such a jump when it comes to these characters in this mold. It's just been absolutely fantastic. So I'm looking to see where, the war is here. And so there's going to be I think there's going to be a lot of action and a lot of heads getting rolled. I mean, the last book we saw somebody get split in half by laser vision. If you need anything to entice you into reading this book, that's what happened in the last book. I'm not going to tell you who did that, but it wasn't Superman. Just say that. All right, our last DC book of the night, and that is Sword of Azrael, issue number 6. This is the finale of this run from Watters. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but this has been the standout book out of nowhere for me when it comes to DC. Sword of Azrael has been absolutely fantastic. I'm definitely looking forward to the conclusion and seeing two essentially people who have been brainwashed go at it, right? They're going to go at it and they're essentially fighting for programming. And I know that sounds weird, but they've been brainwashed. And one, Azrael has jumped out of his brainwashing and realized his full potential with the powers that he has gained through this cult's brainwashing of him. And then he's fighting essentially a version of himself, but with a different persona angel that he's gonna have to fight, because the Templars have acquired this said person and brainwashing skills. And I know that's a lot. This book has been really fun. The artwork is absolutely fantastic. The story is super fun, and I'm really excited to see where it concludes. And hopefully we get a tag and Sword of Azrael will be back. We'll come back. I'm hoping to get one of those kind of like teases at the end that there's a major hook and that we'll get another 6-part mini, because it's been a lot of fun. I am always excited. I would have never said that, I don't think, because I was not very interested in this character, and this book has just propelled Azrael to a much higher form of enthusiasm for me when it comes to the character. So let's see what happens in the conclusion. All right, our last book tonight is an independent from Boom. It's a new Boom #1, so pick it up no matter what, and that is Mosely, issue number 1. This book looks insane. So I'm going to read the solicitation for it, and I'm sure you're gonna pick it up because it's a Boom #1 no matter what. That's our policy here on the show. Pick it up no matter what. But when I read the solicitation for it, you're gonna be like, shit, I gotta read it now too. It says, in the hyper technology world of the later 21st century, Mosely is a bitter old janitor on a mission from a higher power to unleash holy hell upon the too big to fail tech gods. What? This just looks great. I'm super excited for it. Obviously, I'm excited for it because it's a new Boom #1 for starters, but then it's just a new story and it looks absolutely amazing. The cover looks great. I've seen some interior artwork. I am definitely looking forward to it. So for speculation alone, you need to pick this book up and put it in a Mylar. But I think if you want to read a new and exciting story to kick off 2023, I think this is the book for you. So definitely check it out. I'm excited to review it. Cannot wait to hit this up on Sunday. So, All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's new comic book day video for the week of January 4th. Let us know down in the comments, what are you picking up today? What are you going to read first? What's your potential pick of the week? We definitely want to hear from you. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. I'll do it for Nate because he's not here. Because, yeah, we're trying to hit 850 subscribers. Obviously, the major goal of hitting 1,000, and I think we can definitely do it this year, guys. We just most recently hit 750, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot easier to hit 850, but we want to hit that 1,000 goal mark so we can give away some awesome slabs and some awesome prizes. So, yeah. Anyway, we will be live this Sunday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time here on YouTube, where we'll review all of these books. Come on out, hang out, chat, listen, crack a beer if you'd like, and listen to me and Nate review all these books live here on YouTube. And yeah, I hope everybody is kicking off their new year right, and I know you are because you're watching this video at the beginning of the new year. So as always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. Later.